Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, September 19, 2017. The meeting was called to order at 100 Civic Center Parkway in the council chambers at 6:30 p.m. We begin our meetings with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we move on to our announcements. Our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, October 3rd at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, October 17th at 6:30 p.m. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, October 10th at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, October 24th at 6:30 p.m. And then we have governance meetings that's scheduled for Tuesday, October 3rd at 7 p.m. following the council meeting, and also Tuesday, October 17th at 7 p.m. following the council meeting. And then we move on to our truth and taxation meetings. And the next meeting for our truth and taxation meetings is the department budget presentations, and that's Tuesday, October 24th at 6:30. And then we have a budget work session on Tuesday, November 14th at 6:30, and another budget work session on Tuesday, November 28th at 6:30. And then we adopt the budget and the final levy on Tuesday, December 5th at 6:30 p.m. Also want everyone to know that we have a special work session that's scheduled for the Burnsville Shopping Center Idea Accelerator, and that's on Tuesday, September 26th at 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., and that meeting will be held at the Ames Center. All other meetings are held at City Hall in the council chambers. And then we move on to citizens' comments, and no one appeared before the City Council to speak to any issues. And there were no emergency items to be added to the agenda. And then we move on to the consent agenda. The first item on the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We approved claims listing. We also approved and authorized the payment for the League of Minnesota Cities annual dues. And we approved the purchase of mobile data computer replacement for fire department. And we also approved the resolution for the premise permit for South Metro Baseball League for lawful gambling and pull tabs. And we approved the resolution for a diseased dead tree removal and special assessment agreement for 13001 Girard Avenue South. We received the bids and awarded the contract for Lake Alamagnan TMDL water quality improvement on Deeg Pond. And we approved the ordinance amending Title 8, Chapter 6 to allow literature drops and library boxes in parks. And that was the end of the consent agenda. And we move on to the regular agenda. And the first item on the regular agenda was a public hearing. And this was the first half of the 2017 special assessment for code enforcement. That item was presented. There were no questions of staff. I opened the public hearing, and no one spoke at the public hearing, closed the public hearing, and the item was approved. The next item was also a public hearing, and this is to approve on-sale Sunday on-sale liquor license for Muddy Cow, Inc., doing business as Muddy Chicken, located at 3120 West Highway 13. This used to be the Venue 13 location. It is now Muddy Chicken, and that item was presented. No questions of staff. I opened the public hearing. No one spoke to the item, closed the public hearing, and the item was approved. The next item was the application for Menards, Inc. and Fairchild Living Trust of 1995 for a PUD amendment for 3100 and 2700 Highway 13 West, Menard, Inc., and proposes to purchase land from 3100 Highway 13 West Fairchild property to allow Menards to expand the size of an accessory building and modify the outdoor storage area north and west of the main store building located at 2700 Highway 13 West. That item was presented. There was discussion with staff and also with the applicant, and the item was approved. The PUD amendment was approved, and we adopted the findings of fact and the ordinance. And there were no other items to come before the City Council, and the meeting was adjourned. And then I convened the Burnsville City Council governance agenda. And this had to do with short-term rentals. And it was the expert portion of the testimony and the public input. And this had to do with short-term vacation rentals. That item was presented, and we did hear from experts and from the public. Please tune into the City Council meeting and hear about it. This was a time for the City Council to listen and to hear from experts and public input. And so the next meeting then will be the deliberation of the council and direction to staff. And there were no other items to come before us, and the meeting was adjourned. I'd like to remind everyone that council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m. and midnight. City Council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me, and continue to make a difference.